Hello, 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 and welcome to the show at Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. Previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, that guy, James J., alongside the American Scooter Dust.
There are three things I love in life: wrestling and counting.
Okay, and it was a great week for us as we interviewed El Espartano and Jocelyn Navarro, two great and unique interviews, definitely separated from each other. Obviously, Espartano very new in his career, and Jocelyn is just on the rise to mega stardom. So, if you haven't already, go into the archives and check those out. This upcoming Tuesday, we got Free Range Cara. A fantastic interview if you like veterinarian stories, a hatred of bunnies, and love the Mall of America. And then the owner of Pizza Party Pro, Dan Scotti. Uh, Very interesting, fun chat with a promoter. Love the promoter interviews. This one's definitely not one you're going to miss. But don't take my word for it. Here's some clips.
Let's see. I've got all my games over there. I've played pretty much every Mario game that's on the Switch, minus I think Mario Origami and like the Mario and Rabbids ones. I played Breath of the Wild. That one was amazing. I'm currently working on Kirby: A Forgotten Land. I've got the Witcher set that I need to open up. The game that really got me though, Chris bought it for me, and I never would have bought it on my own, was called Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, which is like one half like farming and one half like fighting demons, which was a really cool game. Like, if I could play it forever, I would. I still occasionally just like plug it in and play it just because I love it so much. It's got a great storyline. It's got really nice characters. And when I was working at that clinic with all the rabbits, and I get frustrated with working with rabbits, there was one area called the Rabbit's Den or the Hare's Den, and you could just mass murder so many rabbits at one time. And it was great. I just go in there and just murder all these rabbits. I'm good now. It's all good.
And we're it's like probably 3 a.m. We're minding our own business, and this bus pulls up on the curb, and the door opens, and these guys in Italian say, "Get in, we won." And my dad's like, "No, it's okay. Our hotel's just a couple blocks away." And the guy says, "Get in, we won." So we get on the bus, and the bus is filled with drunk Neapolitans just celebrating, singing, having the time of their life. And it was like probably 5 blocks we were on the bus, and they everybody else was on the bus before us. They dropped us off in front of our hotel. I don't know how they commandeered public transportation the way they did, but it was the most fun I've had like in my whole life, being on that bus with these people who were drunk and celebrating. And I think their first cup win in like 25 years. So that was the craziest party atmosphere I've ever been in my life.
All right. The week after that, we got Yakarelli the Don, the owner of Capital Championship Wrestling, Marcello Squirewell. Um, the 7th of December, I believe, is Aaron Williams, and the 14th is Shady Nitrous, and I believe the 24th is Riley Rocket. So, already getting our interviews set up and ready for December. Now that we're done putting ourselves over, it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the news. And a lot of news has happened since the last time we chatted. And maybe none bigger or more controversial than Ty- Tyrus, your new NWA champion, formerly Brodus Clay. Scooter?
So I guess my dreams of RK Otis Brodus is not coming true anytime soon.
And Tyrus.
Uh, it's an interesting choice given who else was in the match.
Yes.
I mean, I guess, Republicans have to win at something. It might as well be the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
Um, I guess, but I mean, then you got. I mean, there was nothing wrong with Trevor Murdoch as champion. And he certainly doesn't have, as far as I know, any allegations against him from the past.
I mean, Tyrus was and I'm not sure if he even still is, but a regular contributor to some Fox news show.
Yeah, so is JBL, but,
Yeah, but at least JBL's on finance.
well, I mean, out of everybody you could have put a title on, Tyrus. I mean, look at who held the title before him. Trevor Murdoch, Nick Aldis, Cody, now Tyrus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that kind of tell you where NWA is right now? That they're putting their main title on a D-list WWE guy?
Yeah, basically.
Right. Um, there are rumors that Stone Cold Steve Austin might be making a return to the ring for WrestleMania 39. He has been working out. He's been getting into shape, which kind of caused that speculation. And he didn't say that, and he did say recently that it's not out of the question at this point. And obviously, we saw him last year at WrestleMania. What do you think the chances are of us seeing another Stone Cold match at this WrestleMania?
I mean, at this point, I'm going to say it's 50-50. Because are we talking like a straight bell to bell match or a segment that turns into a match?
I don't think they're going to necessarily tease us with a segment that turns into a match like last year. I feel like they would straight up tell us that Stone Cold would be wrestling. I feel like the only reason they did it that way last year was in fear that he might back out at the last minute. So leaving it open to, well, we didn't promise a match, we promised a segment. He also said that if you have The Rock at WrestleMania, do you need Stone Cold? Personally, yes. I'd love to see Stone Cold and The Rock at the same WrestleMania once again. Um,
I mean, they shared the ring for 30.
true, but that was again a segment, not a match. I think he's referring to having two matches. But wouldn't that be interesting to have Stone Cold Night 1, The Rock Night 2, or The Rock Night 1 and Stone Cold Night 2?
I think we be getting Stone Cold Night 1, if anything. Um, I mean, the question is who? The question is who is the opponent?
Well, I was hearing rumors that it might be CM Punk.
Oh, I haven't laughed like that since I was a little girl. Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's not like CM Punk is going to go back to AEW at this point. And if WWE, makes an effort to kind of smooth him into coming back, I mean, a match with Stone Cold would be the way, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I have one person in mind,
who was you thinking?
and that I'm thinking Austin Theory.
Ew, why? Did they share the same name?
because Theory can oversell.
Who? Who else would be a big name to put in with Austin? I mean, there's a I mean, could Seth have a good match? I mean, I feel like he would kind of be
The
under.
Seth, yeah,
He would have to
that
really
would
walk.
be a misuse.
Who else? I mean, it can't be Roman. You don't want to put him against Brock. So, not lastly. I mean, if maybe if
Who wouldn't be wasted by having a match with Stone Cold? That's what we have to ask.
what about Sami Zayn? I feel like that would be a decent match.
I think we're it's I think Sammy is kind of out of consideration. I think it's going to be Sammy and KO against the Usos.
Yeah.
Um, could Goldberg?
Oh my god.
You know what? Screw it. Bring in Hogan.
Oh god. Oh god, no. Hey, what about Finn Balor? I feel like he could easily have a good match with Stone Cold, take the bumps, mess around with Austin, and then take the L. Your thoughts?
Uh, Again, I think Balor would be a waste. We can't expect a match with Stone Cold to be a 4-star classic, let alone a 5-star classic.
Hey, nobody. I don't think. And obviously the match at 38 wasn't a 5-star classic, but it got the job done. And I mean, as long as he beats somebody else up and does a stunner, the people will probably go home happy.
This is why I honestly think Austin Theory is the best for this.
Do you put
Because
Stone Cold
one,
in a tag team match? I wouldn't think so.
No, I wouldn't. No.
What about AJ Styles?
Again, what? How would we logically get to that?
I mean, does there need to be a logical way to get there?
I mean, the feud between KO and Stone Cold started on social media. So something sparked it. I mean, the idea of, oh, we're gonna give you this potential dream match just because we can doesn't really cut it anymore.
So you feel like there needs to be a reason?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there a reason why there's rumor and innuendo that um Logan Paul is rumored to be John Cena's opponent at 39?
Or do you have it the other way around? John Cena is rumored to be Logan Paul's opponent.
Well, first and foremost, it's kind of iffy if Paul could make it to Mania at this point anyway. But I don't know. Do you have actor versus social media star? Is that way too far of a stretch? Or is it kind of killing two birds with one stone?
I mean, one would assume Cena is still looking for the WrestleMania moment that he would have gotten, or the final WrestleMania moment that he would have gotten at 36.
36. Was that the one with...
Fiend. Yeah, Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah. Shit, was that his last
And...
WrestleMania? Yeah.
And I'm assuming if that happens, it's because Cena still wants that one final glorious WrestleMania moment. He tried doing it at 34, and we got a 5-minute squash. He did it. It was a throwaway segment at 35. And when it seemed like he was finally going to be something at 36, of course, we get a cinematic match.
Right. No fault of his own anyway.
No. But with no Cena at 37 or 38, I'm assuming the fact that WrestleMania goes Hollywood means they break out, Cena 2. Cena and Hogan against the Paul brothers.
Oh god. Why are you bringing Hulk Hogan in on this? I'd rather see Kira Hogan than Hulk Hogan at this point.
Alright. Then Ric Flair's going to be Austin's opponent.
Oh god. Well, I mean, if we're bringing the fossils out, why not have Ricky the Dragon fight Austin?
Oh, because he's contracted to AEW right now.
Really? didn't know that there was any contracts between the Dragon and.
I'm pretty sure it's a gentleman's agreement.
Well, there's no gentlemen in AEW. Alright, so pro Logan Paul versus John Cena or anti?
I would be for it because I'm not sure who would really get booed more.
I would assume Paul. Not that John Cena isn't actually an active competitor anymore. People are happy to see him when he does come back. I'm just wondering who really benefits from that match. Because Cena, again, more of an outsider than anything at this point. Does beating Logan Paul really do anything for him? And do you really want to give Logan Paul a victory over John Cena?
I mean, if Logan Paul comes dressed out as thugonomics, Cena. I mean, do you possibly even bring in another celebrity?
Vin
Do you
Diesel?
possibly Machine Gun Kelly?
Why?
Well, one, because they're both the same 2K DLC. And every time I put Logan Paul up against Machine Gun Kelly won.
Okay.
Screw it, maybe you do Logan Paul Bad Bunny.
That doesn't sound half bad, honestly. Okay. Interesting. Alright, another interesting tidbit. Scarlett, during a live event, got a drink thrown at her by Grandma. She's, that means
And they went
she's
out for pizza afterward.
that means she's over like Rover, right? When you get grandmas pissed at you, then you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, it's just a question of what did Scarlett really do, though?
I'm not entirely sure. I think she
I
was
mean,
just.
aside from the low blows.
I mean, supporting in the match. I believe she was just supporting Karrion Kross. But the question is, would that same grandma throw a drink into Karrion's face? Because he's not a Joe drink in face of famous yet. Hey, um, anything you want to add?
Um, uh, as expected, Kevin Owens is the final member of the team opposing the Bloodline at War Games.
Well, he is currently injured as well, so there is.
He was on SmackDown last night, and it was officially announced. Something incredibly interesting. Detroit being considered for SummerSlam 2023.
Interesting.
not exactly a city you consider summer-esque.
Especially if you ask Ohio.
I mean, I'm assuming they would hold it at Ford Field, which was the site of WrestleMania 23, or Comerica Park, where the Detroit Tigers play.
When's the last time Detroit even got a big WWE event?
God, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Well, the next thing on the news bracket, there is speculation on if Thunder Rosa will be stripped of the AEW Women's Championship. As of right now, there is no time frame of when she should come, if she'll come back, or when she'll come back. I love Thunder Rosa, but I kind of feel like that's maybe the right move to do is strip her of the title.
Yeah.
But then again, we
Yeah.
have, well, why wasn't the other champion stripped? I believe Cody and Puck were the other two interims. And what go they would have to make something of what would constitute having an interim champion and what constitutes stripping them of the title means. No?
Yeah. I mean, it used to be, the unwritten rule was if they don't, for lesser titles, it was if they don't defend once every 30 days, they get stripped. For world titles, it was if it's not defended once every 60 days. But yeah, at this point, you have to admit you gotta take it. You gotta take that now figurehead of a title off of Thunder Rosa because it's not fair to who's currently fighting for the current AEW women's championship. It's like it's saying, oh, your title will still be here when you get back. Like that's kind of it's really nepotistic.
Well, I mean,
when you think about it.
Isn't that just AEW?
Very true.
Speaking of,
Ooh,
what was that?
ooh, I'm wondering if we're about to go say the same piece of news. Another return in the works, and I called this one. WWE reportedly has offered a new contract to Chona.
Yeah, that's correct. They have, but as of right now, he hasn't signed that contract.
Well, that's why I said offer.
Yes. I think we knew that was coming. Bronson Reed seemed like he had a lot of potential in WWE, but for whatever reason, he got let go. But it does seem like New Japan is capitalizing on that. They've been giving him a monstrous push, and they've been protecting him pretty strongly since he's been there. He's even got a win over Okada. So the question is, if Jonah comes into WWE, are they going to give him a win on Roman? That was a rhetorical, Stu.
You know what? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well, I mean, if they're not giving me a W on Roman, but they're giving me a W on Okada, I'm gonna go to the place where they give me the W on the biggest name in the company and one of the biggest names in the world right now. But that's just how I feel about it. What about you?
Yeah.
Alright. AEW Full Gear is later today. And one more match was announced. The Elite versus Death Triangle. The Bucks and Kenny are back. Do you see it just as being as pro wrestlers, or are they returning as vice presidents as well?
Who knows at this point? I at this point, I'm not sure of anything in AEW.
Alright. That will conclude the news, and now a quick word from our sponsors. So,
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low calorie, no sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with WWE Survivor Series preview. It's next Saturday, and a whole bunch of matches have been confirmed already. Maybe a few more will be added, but let's talk the matches that are already announced. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Who wins, Drew?
I mean, I'm assuming. I'm gonna say AJ. I think I think both Edge and Beth are coming back, and this will finally kick off the Rhea Beth feud that's been expected.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like AJ has been. First and foremost, I don't feel like this should have ended with just a singles match, but I guess that's how they're doing it. But I feel, yeah, AJ should definitely take the W. Women's SmackDown Women's Championship match: Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. Goes to show you how much SmackDown I've been watching. I didn't even realize Shotzi was in contention for a title. Who wins through?
God, remember Liv Morgan?
Who?
Yeah, that's my point. Clearly Ronda.
Alright. We got the War Games matches coming up. Um, let's start with the women's. We got Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim Yum, and TBA. Versus Damage Control. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. With Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley. Who wins, Scooter?
Well, it depends on who the fifth member is of Team Bianca.
Could it be Becky?
I've heard rumors that it might be Becky. The possible. I think the don't be surprised choice is Dana Brooke.
Why?
Because Nikki Cross took her 24/7 title and threw it in the trash, or rather, didn't throw it in the trash.
Your point being?
They were hinting at some sort of feud. Candice. But maybe a long shot is Beth Phoenix.
I feel like if that
Another.
was the case, then she would be the last participant, and she would get the W at maybe like 5 minutes in.
Possibly. Long shot is Naomi as well. Sasha Banks has been on social media indicated that she was waiting for a date in November to come up. Could it be War Games? Who knows? And again, something is telling me they're gonna bring in Tegan Knox because you already have two women who have been involved in every women's War Games match so far.
Yep.
Dakota, Dakota and Io.
They were in the one against Toxic Attraction?
Is that a War Games match?
Yeah, there was one. There was definitely one with Toxic Attraction in it. And,
Um, just realized we overlooked something, but
We can come back to it.
well, no, combined, Rhea, Dakota, and Io have been in every women's War Games match. First one, Dakota and Io and Bianca. The second one had Dakota and Io. The third one had Io and Dakota.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, you're right. Alright.
And yeah, there's some correlation with who's on who and in regards to teammates. But breaking news, and this just for you, James. The Anime NYC convention is at full capacity.
The New York Anime Convention?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Anime Pasadena tomorrow, so.
Well, you make sure your Sailor Moon outfit is ready.
You make that joke, but I look fucking fabulous in there.
Hey, you go, girl. Mm-hmm.
You could be Sailor Uranus.
There actually is a Sailor Uranus.
I know. I watch anime.
Believe me, I've looked up every variation of Sailor and planets and moon names just to see if they existed. Like Sailor Ganymede, Sailor Io.
So.
As for the Women's War Games match, who wins?
Sailor Uranus.
Yep, that sums it up.
I feel like Damage Control would be the ones that need to win. Because, I mean, obviously, Bailey isn't doing anything exciting at this point.
I mean, the idea that really is at the fundamental of the War Games is that it's really the heels who should either come out winning, or there should be someone obvious coming out of it looking like a number one contender.
Well, I mean, if we're getting technical about this, then on the men's side, the heels are probably going to win. So then the women's side would have to be the faces. No?
Yeah. I mean, but War Games is the one match where Roman can take an L, and that can be used against us. Well, see, he lost at War Games. It just didn't happen to be for the title.
Or
I do need to point something out, though. And it's something we were talking about last week. Last night on SmackDown, the Usos were on a search to the backstage area to find out who could be the fifth man for McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes. and they come across Karrion Kross, who, after once again beating Madcap Moss, who WWE is now acknowledging is in a relationship with Emma.
Okay. I'm sure that will take him over.
I mean, but it's a real life relationship to begin with. So, but Kross said something very interesting. He said, "Oh, I'm not gonna need a pack when I come for Roman's titles." And I think that's the first time in a very long time someone has actually said titles plural.
So, titles.
So, something says to me that we might see a separation of titles soon.
Okay.
I mean, what I would really do is no, but you can't do that. Like, and now let's move on.
Well, a piece of news I forgot to add
Oh,
was
yeah.
NXT
Yes.
is debuting a new
Yep.
match.
I called it.
It's called
Iron Survival Challenge.
Yeah.
The
rules are 5 superstars will compete in a unique 25-minute match that will battle each other and the clock. 2 superstars will start the match every 5 minutes. A new superstar will enter until all 5 are in the ring. The goal of the match is to have the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes. Falls can be won at any time due to pinfall, submission, or disqualification. When a superstar wins a fall, they will earn 1 point. However, when the superstar loses a fall, they must pay the penalty. They are forced out of the ring and into the penalty box for 90 seconds. Once the 90 seconds are up, that superstar can re-enter the match. The superstar who has scored the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes will be named the Arn Survivor and become the #1 contender for each NXT championship. Let's unpack though. What are your thoughts on the Arn Survivor concept?
Well, I've been talking about this for quite some time. We did something like this in the NYWC. We called it Rapid Fire, except it was more of a gauntlet style. But we also had the Monster of the Mat, which was essentially a 4-way iron match with points, but no clock, only a time limit. This is essentially, and I was on the Squared Circle Reddit thread when it was revealed HBK was going to make an announcement about it, and we all thought, yep, it's going to be the 25 is going to factor into something. But this is essentially a combination of the Scramble match and King of the Mountain.
Yes, 100%.
I really think the winner should get a spot in the Rumble.
You get a title match.
Yeah. But, back in the day, when OVW was a territory for WWE, they would end up having, a match where one person from OVW would get to earn a spot in the Rumble. Most of the time, they never ended up making it, regardless. In 2003, it was supposed to be the Damaha, aka Doug Basham, who was supposedly going to get a huge monster push as a singles wrestler. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Damaha was Danny Basham. It was Doug Basham who was going to get the spot in the Rumble. But okay, I like it. It's different. I would like if Shawn Michaels looked into the camera a little bit more.
He was.
I mean, I don't. He could have fooled me.
I mean, it's a cool concept, and obviously they stole war games from NXT this year, so they had to come up for something for the for NXT crowd. So is this just kind? I mean, it's a cool concept, and I'm actually genuinely interested to see how this goes. But are they kind of doing it as a desperate attempt to get um, ratings or draw more people in?
Hmm.
I feel that way anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a ratings ploy. I also think the winner might actually already be quite obvious, at least for the men's.
I don't believe I've seen who is actually competing in the match.
They haven't announced it yet, but based on what's been going on NXT, I think right now the potential favorite to win is Apollo Crews.
Yeah, I guess so.
Um, as for the women, who knows? Considering that Isla Dawn just reappeared in NXT to keep Alba Fire from beating Mandy Rose.
Is she toxic attraction now? No.
No, but at first I thought it actually was JC Jane.
Oh,
They
well,
look so much alike.
back to Survivor Series War Games. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns. Well, first and foremost, I don't think all the matches have been confirmed, but what do you kind of expect to be announced for Survivor Series, if any?
Um, what other match? What other? Uh, hmm.
There's a speculation that there might be a Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory match, or Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory.
Yeah, I would assume there would be um, I would assume there would be a U.S. Title triple threat. Elias and Middle against Alpha Academy.
Maybe that's on the pre-show.
Yeah, most likely, unless they do Elias and Otis on the pre-show, and Riddle and Gable.
Also on the pre-show, because nobody's buying a ticket to see that shit.
God, what?
I can't really think of anything else other than obviously the obvious ones. The only thing I could think of is maybe the Good Brothers versus Dominic and Priest.
That's possible.
Let's get into the main event, the last match. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn versus the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, Rich Holland, with Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. Who wins this shootout?
This is clearly leading to a one-off between Roman and KO once again at the Rumble. So, yeah, it logically it doesn't make sense if the Bloodline wins. The Bloodline has to take a loss at some point. And this will probably be it until WrestleMania.
Do you really feel like secure that they would give the Bloodline a loss, especially one of the Big Four?
I think it's Sammy that's going to take the loss.
My money would be on Sammy as well.
And I'm assuming they'll destroy Sammy after the match.
Oh, have the Bloodline turn on Sammy.
Yeah, and then Sammy's out. Until the Rumble. And then you can start building to Sammy and KO reuniting to face the Usos. By which time I'm pretty sure at WrestleMania they'll lose the titles. They can now lose them without worrying.
I can make that argument. They could have lost those titles 10, 15 times since Dave's won them.
Well, yeah, it's the Brawling Brutes. Unless they're gonna do Roman and Sheamus at the Rumble.
Has Roman defeated?
Roman and Sheamus was at the end of 2015. Remember Sheamus 515?
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about since the Bloodline reign. The Tribal Chief Roman.
No, Sheamus is actually one of the few people that wasn't in any one-on-one PLE match with Roman.
I feel like that's a better match than KO since we've had KO versus Roman at the Rumble before.
And if I am remembering TLC 2015 correctly, which was the second ever remix, Yep. Sheamus is one of the few men to have defended the world title against Roman and retained.
Interesting. So you could see. So you're going with the Brutes versus the Brutes to win.
Yes.
I feel like if Roman's attached to it, then the Bloodline has to win. That's just kind of how I feel about it. How do you feel about Survivor Series becoming a War Games stipulation PLE?
I mean, it should have been that way from 2002. I mean, yay. I mean, we got the Elimination Chamber out of it, but we could have ended up waiting 20 years for the Elimination Chamber.
Well, I disagree with that, but at least it's not Raw versus SmackDown this year, no.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a step in the right direction. If you're asking me my opinion, maybe okay, we'll do War Games this year. Maybe have War Games be a separate for PLE for WWE, and have Survivor Series be the traditional Survivor Series that we all know and love.
Well, see, there's the thing, though, is that War Games is, is a cage gimmick. I say merge War Games into Hell in a Cell.
Oh, Hell in a War in the Cell?
No,
Hell,
you either you
War Hell in
either
a Cell?
you either keep it as Hell in a Cell or you keep it as War as Hell.
Oh, there you go. War is Hell. I dig it.
Uh, but I mean, you can't tell me no one's ever thought of what would a War Games match be like with 2 rings inside of a cell.
I dig it. Alright. That will conclude our coverage of Survivor Series. Thank you for listening. Um, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, or on YouTube and Castbox. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Freelance Kara. On the that Wednesday, our interview with the owner of Pizza Party Pro, Dan Scotty. Um, yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving because that's next week as well. Of course, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Kale Coffee. Please like, subscribe, comment, or on YouTube and Castbox. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, content of information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. And and on Instagram at Wrestling with E as well. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko, and where can we find Scooter?
As always, find me on Twitter at ScooterDust. Find me, James and Ryan Dust, hosting the remix on YouTube, the premier audio companion experience for all your alternate commentary needs for WWE premium live events. Of course, Survivor Series War Games next week. Check it out. And of course, revel in my YouTube and Twitch antics as I continue on the journey of my first Dungeons & Dragons campaign along with Rico Constantino Jr. and the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan, twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
So like Frodo and it took Frodo and Sam a sort of time to get to Mordor.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. Check out our interview with Mordor.
I was gonna say Mordor is just like concrete, but I mean Mordor is a place that you can't like walk into. All right, for Clicker Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.